Jaime, you want to do it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
All right. Come on.
Okay. Cecil.
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 What the f...
It worked!
Did you guys Candyman?
Hey guys, welcome to the horror show. I'm Susie Von Slaughter.
I'm Cecil Laird.
I'm Jaime and
Look at her directing and stuff too. Wow. Guys, we're here to we're here to do a Patreon requested review, which I didn't get a chance to pull up who requested it just yet.
Always helpful, but this is for a film that just had an amazing special release put out by,
Scream Factory!
Who is genuinely, along with Twilight Time and Arrow, putting out the most awesome special editions.
Oh, it's our old friend SK.
Usually have limited runs, and thank you, SK.
Absolutely. So yeah, SK requested this one. He's been a longtime patron, and he actually just bumped back up to commentary requesting status. He took a step back, so he's gonna start doing that again. So yeah, let's talk about Candyman, you guys. Now this actually had a glut of reviews that came through about a month and a half to 2 months ago when this first came out, and a lot of people talked about how much they liked it. I know friend of the show Cody Leach watched it, had never seen it before, and fell in love with it. He had never seen it before, and he's like, this is fantastic. This is an excellent, this is truly, in my opinion, what one could consider the pinnacle of 90s horror. Like it,
early 90s.
Early 90s, yeah. It was, I love Candyman because A, it was super gory, loved how gory it was. B, it was a tremendous villain. C, there was mysteries that I was interested in how they evolved through the whole movie. And D, Virginia Madsen's a babe.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this movie was great.
Babe, and I'll actually give an E in here in the fact that it gave a reflection of the social status and some of the issues at the time, you know? I mean, it was in the same league as, like,
you don't
people
care.
under the stairs.
Boobies, that's all you
even, like, man, when she's sitting in that tub, I'm just like...
Ooh, right?
Yeah. Location divisive.
You guys need to see more tits. I'm just going to stick by that.
If she was in a plane wreck, she wouldn't need to grab her seat, is all I'm saying.
All right, I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to argue against that. That's true.
Not very good.
That is true.
She is very pretty and also extremely talented at anchoring this film. And the fact that, you know, they tried to make her a star after this. And, you know, she was in, like, Ghost of Mississippi and tons of other, like, dramatic stuff, but didn't really delve into horror very much aside from this. But this was not directed by a horror director. Neither was the second one, which was done by Bill Condon, who went on to do, like, Beauty and the Beast and Chicago and stuff. For whatever reason, Candyman has always had the more avant-garde, serious, dramatic approach and tried to take the source material more seriously. And, I mean, Clive Barker, I mean, come on.
So my overall thoughts were, I love it. Fuego, your overall thoughts?
Overall thoughts, I had seen this many years ago, but similar to you, as we were talking off camera, I didn't remember a lot of the beats of this film.
Rewatch was way warranted.
So much, so supremely warranted, in fact, and I just don't know how much I want to spoil about it, but...
You don't have to spoil it.
Yeah, but I, like the back half of the film, I did not remember very well. Okay. Honestly, not at all. Some of the stuff that happens with our lead character... I had forgotten a bunch, too. Some of the things that are, like, thrust upon her.
Thrust.
No, but genuinely, it's
genuinely thrusted upon her.
Genuinely. And how fun is it to see Dickhead from Walking Dead play Proto Dickhead in Candyman, right? That dude, her boyfriend is a major asshole in The Walking Dead. He plays a major asshole character. And, like, I was like, where do I know this guy from? I'm like, oh, yeah, he played the asshole in Candyman, too.
Yeah, that's right, the Hilltop. I didn't even recognize...
Oh, you didn't put that together? Oh, really?
Until you mentioned it just now.
Oh, he's such a douche. Wow. Gregory.
Yeah,
he's such a douche.
He's
a douche in this movie, too.
He's just such a sniveling worm in freaking Walking Dead. And
right away.
Still a sniveling worm in this movie, too.
And you know right away where there's that little student with him. And, and he's like...
Well, it's her fault.
Hello,
she
wife.
tipped it,
blah, blah,
right,
blah.
Susie? Didn't that mistress really give it away to the wife?
Fucking hoes. That's all I'm gonna say.
So here's what I'm curious about. Susie had never seen this movie before.
Yeah,
this was her first time
watch.
Your
hate get out now.
No, not hate. No, that's why I'm saying, again, for perspective on the review, we have a brand new viewer here in 2019 watching this early 90s relatively slow moving, slow enough that you watched it too late the first time you tried to watch it.
That's right. It's 4:55 in the a.m. and Susie was trying to watch Perspective.
It's only an hour and 39 minutes long.
I was tired yesterday.
Fair enough. So
I put it on, and I was telling him in our little group chat, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna watch it right now. I got about 30 minutes in, I was fucking out.
She was gone.
I was gone, and I told him, I was like, hey man, I didn't get to finish it. So guess what? Came over today. I got to finish it, and wow! I am like shocked and upset with myself that I hadn't actually watched it before, because I'm like, well, I mean, yeah, that I hadn't watched it before. It's one of those things I was telling Cecil that it reminded me of, the Bloody Mary myth. You say Bloody Mary three times in the mirror, you know what I mean? And it was fun to me, never seeing it before, to kind of recapture those myths, like, oh, you say his name in the mirror, blah, blah, blah. But this shit escalated really fucking quick. And for someone who has kids, I was not happy about it, because I was 30 minutes in, and I was like, you know what, I'll watch the rest of it here. So at
about 45 minutes, Susie's like, is this really happening?
Straight up.
She bought in. Like, the movie played well.
I got up in my chair. I was like, is this fucking happening right now?
Which was right about the time that I arrived from band practice, and Susie's just like...
He walked in the door. I was like, this shit is fucked up.
It was seriously tractor beam. Susie is occasionally... warrantedly so, distractible with terrible horror. And this one, it was like her fellow countryman, Mr. Clive Barker, tractor beam, although they did retrofit.
Yeah, this is a story that was originally Clive Barker's.
From the Books of Blood.
Okay, so this is fucked up. Like, I can't even begin to explain to you. And again, someone who has children, this went really
baby napping.
There's a baby, and there's some shit that happens with a baby, and I was not okay with it. And I was like trying to ask Cecil, I was like, did this really happen?
Yeah, no, I was like, no, the baby's just missing.
Like, he had to reassure me.
That was dog blood.
I was about to lose my fucking shit, let me tell you. But this is...
Hey, the poor dog. PETA would be more concerned about the dog.
Right, I didn't even know what I was looking at. Like,
she didn't realize it was the
I was minding
Rottweiler.
my own business. I was like, what the fuck is that on the floor? He's like, oh, that's the dog its head. So I'm glad I watched it.
But then Susie's like... I just realized where we are.
Yeah.
Because she was in that apartment.
I lost my shit.
Yeah, and so you saw, like, this movie had, believe it or not, it is a very slow moving 90s horror movie, but there are still twists and turns throughout the movie to make it not feel slow.
You know what? I disagree with you. Okay. I don't think that it was slow moving.
I don't think it's that slow either.
I think that it was very appropriately built up.
Well, I just said it makes it feel, the way it's structured makes it feel like it's not slow, even though it is slow shots, slow walking, slow reveals.
But you know
but it doesn't feel that.
You know how I feel about solid movies. So, slow movie.
Solid movies.
For someone who just watched it for the very first time, obviously I knew...
You didn't find it slow?
I did not find it slow. Okay. I felt that everything was very appropriately built up.
Paced. Okay.
And
So is this one, like, would you consider this a horror classic for yourself?
Yes, yes. Even though, like, watching it for the first time,
it absolutely is.
Lots of people do.
This is like, wow. I'm very shocked that I've never seen it before. I'm very.
I didn't even get to see your reaction when the thing happens with the psychiatrist at the end.
Dude!
Yeah, and you hear that.
I was like,
and the window and everything.
And like, I already knew what was gonna happen. I already knew it was gonna happen.
Because after
she woke up at the end.
Yeah, because there's a few of the times the beats, and you're just like, okay, the beats have happened enough. We know what's gonna happen.
But this is the thing. You know how I feel about predictable stuff.
Yeah.
You know how I feel. Even though I knew what was gonna happen, I wanted to watch how it specifically unfolded.
And sometimes predictable is satisfying.
Yeah. Because I'm curious about this.
No, and I was all about it. And this movie, oh my god, for the time when it came out in the 90s?
Early 90s, yeah.
Oh
like
my
92,
god. I am like, what's funny is I got so much shit from a friend of mine for not watching this, like a week prior to Cecil saying, we have to watch this. And so I was like, okay. Oh, I'm like almost ashamed of myself for not watching this. There's like so much.
Well, it's how we all know of Tony Todd.
Yeah.
I mean...
But for someone going into it like brand new, I have seen some shit from being on this show. I have watched some fucking shit. Like,
sure.
But this is, even for the time, it is fucked up. It is messed up. Like, I know. Like, at the end of it, Jaime and Cecil were outside, and I was like, what the fuck did I just watch?
She
like,
emerged and proclaimed that to us, and we were just like, yup.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? And that was the first one. I haven't even seen the second or third one.
Well, they're not nearly as good.
Diminishing returns, yeah. The third one's direct to go.
We need to refocus here, because that's our overall thoughts.
I didn't even really give overall thoughts.
Okay, so go ahead.
Here we go.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, I thought I got yours first before I went to Susie to get hers.
Kinda, but I mean, you know,
Here we go. Go.
I will just double down on the fact that, you know, the whole urban aspect of the, you know, transporting things to a different place, because it originally takes place in the UK. It's an art student, and, you know, from a Books of Blood entry from Clive Barker. Yeah, it's a film that has much more nastiness than I honestly recalled, especially in the gore territory. It really is, dare I say, sophisticated horror.
Yeah,
this is sophisticated horror story.
This is high-end cocktail party horror.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
absolutely.
If that's a thing, we just made
it
happen.
We just made it happen. Where they're all sitting around. Remember at the end? It
does. It feels like a higher.
Here's
the thing. This feels like what Velvet Buzzsaw wants to be. Artistic horror.
But what I loved about it too,
because it does. He was an
artist.
More
even. Satirical though.
Well, no, I know. But what I'm saying is like the beats and the reveals and the allusions to art. Because Candyman was an artist. They even say it.
No,
and
it's
murals
true.
And
what I loved about it is
art was a big factor.
Right when she went into that ghetto kind of area, and you know, the little boy.
Cabrini Green, yeah.
Yeah, when the little boy is like, oh, the Candyman, and he knows the Candyman as something
a messed up
else.
Story.
But he knows it as something else too, and it's so satisfying to see that, like, no, it isn't like somebody's gaining off of that Candyman thing. You have to watch it. I don't want to spoil anything. Like, it's so
just real quick, the story is about two graduate students played by Virginia Madsen and I don't know the name of the black actress, unfortunately, but she's very capable, very pretty.
Yeah, who I saw in a few other things around that time.
And so they're investigating urban legends, and they come across this urban legend of Candyman that they'd never heard of before, and they investigate more and more because they're making it their thesis subject, and there's interest from actual publishers, so they're going to get published for it, so it drives them further in, and Virginia Madsen just dives deeper and deeper, and it's a very you know, urban mythology that they deal with, because it has to deal with Cabrini Green in Los Angeles,
and they go,
and it is
Chicago.
Chicago, sorry. No, I'm sorry. It's projects like the ones that they've had in Los Angeles and stuff like that. But Chicago, Cabrini Green in Chicago, and it is just a dangerous place to be nonetheless. But they make it more dangerous because of this legend that haunts this area.
But these ladies get ballsy and they actually go to it.
Well,
which is where you have to investigate, which I'm assuming the older guy who's like, I researched that 10 years ago, blah blah blah.
Speaking
I doubt
from a
he went there
white
himself,
woman,
you know?
Yeah, I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
So, what did you guys think of the story? I thought the story was it actually played out beautifully, and every bit fed into the next bit. I think it was written very brilliantly, actually.
I 150 million times agree.
Yeah, okay.
If that's possible.
Maybe the most
agree with that. It was done. It was executed very brilliantly. Like I said, like, it's not just a story. It's within these people, and then someone else tried to profit off of that, and so it's, oh my god, it's amazing. Jaime,
Okay. Yeah, I was just so supremely impressed and yet intrigued, because the reason I need to check out the Books of Blood now, even more so than after Midnight Meat Train, is the fact that this is another one of the short stories that Clive Barker, your countryman, wrote before he became big time.
Was he from Kensington too?
What's that?
Nothing.
He's from Liverpool, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh.
But, so bigger place,
Beatles, fuck 'em.
and whatnot. But like, this was another entry, and it had a different title, and
I don't even know if that's right.
And it was retro formatted, but boy, did it just get across the whole nasty mythology, yet it was able to take those concepts and put them in a different place, in a different context, and still retain lots of people still proclaim this wholeheartedly to be the best adaptation of a Clive Barker work ever, and it's stuff like this that makes
it's arguable that it's the best 90s horror movie.
I'm telling you,
some people go that
being
far
as
too.
someone, I just
best serious one might not beat Scream as far as overall.
Yeah, but there's not a single laugh.
But this,
for
no, but
any
this,
no, and that's
movie.
not the point.
The
That's
story,
not the
but
point.
no, the
Yeah,
story
they
that
would
went
never
along
make
with
this
it, I'm
funny.
telling you, as someone who just watched it, I would promote. I would tell everyone.
Really?
I would tell everyone to watch it.
Yeah.
It is like it goes way deeper than just the Candyman, especially like the main actress. Like when you find out her role in it,
And that's
you
one of the-
belong to me. Like what the fuck? Like
and it's one of the main things
yeah.
that we
Okay,
Yeah, we need to talk about that, Susie.
No, we don't.
Was that voice smooth as butter, like I said?
We're not gonna talk about.
Well, I mean,
it.
we still mentioned the Bloody Mary aspect and stuff, but it's really
We're on
just
camera.
looking in the mirror and the whole Candyman.
We're not
Candyman.
getting paid enough for that.
Okay,
so.
fair enough.
So
Say
in the
that stuff
Patreon
back
down
down.
below.
We'll keep the towel out of frame.
Yeah, it's got so much going on though, and it's so multi-layered in its sophistication, in its grittiness.
It is.
And
Well, the acting,
amazing performance, which is where I was gonna toss it to you. Yeah.
The acting was amazing. Virginia Madsen knocked it out of the park. Of course, Tony Todd knocked it out of the park. Everyone was really, a douchebag from Walking Dead, as Trevor did a great job. I bought into everyone's performance as as it played out, and everyone, it made me upset when certain things happened. Like, I just bought in. The performances were keyed in my opinion. Susie?
There was only one thing.
Okay.
One thing that I had a problem with, and again, it's the times, and I have seen so many fucking movies, and it's the scene where she, the main character, she wakes up in the bathroom, and then the mother is like crying, like, where's my baby? And then like that kind of like struggling fight scene. That was the only thing that I was like, man.
Well, when she hit her with the cleaver, you reacted. You were like, damn.
Yeah, but that's extreme. But it was like,
Okay.
And I'm not saying it was bad. Again, it's a sign of the times. I'm not saying it's bad, but
It just didn't get you, like...
Right,
okay.
like...
Okay.
So I'm not saying... It was a fantastic...
It definitely wasn't filmed like movies nowadays are filmed, where you get the
absolutely.
close-ups and stuff like that.
And that's the thing I want to, like, express and really stress on that. I'm not saying it was bad. You're asking me about any things I had problems with.
That's perfect.
You're finding things.
That's the only thing. That was the only thing. But even then, that did not distract me. Because obviously, I'm like, where's the baby?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even care. Like, there are meat cleavers everywhere. I'm like, okay, that's not realistic. But where's the baby?
Yeah.
Like, I was still, like, invested in it. So.
Okay.
Yeah, and I guess that's where we're giving kind of hints about some plot points, but we're not. I mean, we still haven't divulged anything super spoiler, I'd say. I actually love the kid who kind of helps her through those projects.
There's a special feature where they interview him nowadays, talking about his role and how it was working on the movie.
That's so awesome.
Dude, these Scream Factory releases are dope.
They're on point. If you like,
dope.
If you like, dude, if you like supplemental features and things of that nature, and especially
that's what you did.
Not facing this way, it means I love myself.
And I mean, I would honestly imagine, especially guys like you and me that grew up in the late 80s, early 90s and saw some of the social tension that was transpiring at the time that we hinted at earlier. It was like films like The People Under the Stairs and this one especially were self-reflective of that. And I mean, that kid where he kind of gives her some of the history and just throws the rundown at her, he at his young age was terrific. And
she didn't realize that little kid lost his D.
Yeah.
She was like, "Wait, what happened?" I was like, "No, that was his D in the toilet." And they're like, "What?"
No, me.
Yeah.
I was like, "Why is it so blatant?" Like he said it, and I'm so glad you were there.
Yeah.
Like when I'm watching
the little
it,
boy, the little
blood
boy
everywhere.
was
like,
like,
well, "What the fuck was
better
in the
be
toilet?"
dead than that, you know.
Yeah, he's just like,
exactly.
"It's his dick." I'm like, "What do you mean it was his dick?" I was like,
no.
"Why?"
The boy lost his
I was
dick.
so confused. I was like, "Why? What's
Candyman carved his dick off.
That's why I'm like, "What's the purpose?" I don't get that.
Discussion, man. I tell you, and just the reflection of the times and just everything that was going on. And
yeah, you got to think about that.
This is where I'm super curious about just the differences and why I want to read the Books of Blood so goddamn bad now. I want to do something called Barker at the Moon, where I start covering the Clive Barker stuff, man.
Just careful time-wise. We gotta be ready for our live stream in about 18 minutes. So I still want to talk about effects and music.
Yes,
for sure.
Well,
music was gorgeous. Let's just talk about music first. I actually pointed it out to Susie at one point because not only was Philip Glass, but the beautiful composer, the do 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 do.
I loved it.
Yeah. That's beautiful. But then also, then they have the choral, like, you know, the you know, like that kind of stuff.
Callbacks.
Love that stuff.
That was really good.
And that's why I was like, Susie, listen to this music. It's
and
so dope.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I was so shocked that I'd never seen it before, because it was beautiful. It felt beautiful.
Closer to classical music scoring.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying
symphonic and choral stuff. Like we don't get that enough.
But for that time, that's where it was still at.
They actually dabbled in it a little bit in Scream 2 in one of the scenes when she's being chased around on stage and stuff, and I love that kind of music. But the music was phenomenal.
We miss when we're sitting in theaters and it's classical music.
It wasn't like Captain Marvel pulling out all the pop stops. This is legitimately good scoring.
Yeah.
I'm just a girl.
Yeah.
So
Fuego, your thoughts on the music?
I mean, Philip Glass performs most of this soundtrack, or score, I should say, because soundtrack is songs used in. But, I mean, he is very well known for this. Amongst friends of mine that don't like horror movies, they know the Philip Glass score, specifically Jacoby, who you've met a few times. He is not a horror movie fan in any way, shape, or form, but he knows the Philip Glass score from Candyman, and he thinks it is brilliant and unsettling in some of the weird organ bits interspersed with the choir, and it is just it creates so much of a mood, especially in those opening credits, man. You feel just it's not quite demonic circus, it's like demonic operatic, like just crazy, like
operatic.
It's because it goes into
it almost feels like death metal, like the guitars should start coming in.
I will tell you why. It's because it goes into minor chords. That's why it goes into minor chords. That's why it gets that creepy effect, and I fucking love anything that goes into minor chords. I'm like, that's what it is. It goes into minor chords, and that's why.
Fair enough. So let's talk about the effects then. The effects were amazing. The practical effects of the hook, the bees.
I was gonna say the actual bees that were in his fucking mouth.
Yep.
Yeah.
He follows me on Twitter, and he was tweeting about that a few months ago.
Why haven't you recognized him more? Oh, I'm gonna follow him. I'm gonna follow you on Twitter, and I'll give you all the recognition you want.
He's a good guy. I saw him once outside of Comic-Con, and he's like, I was like, man, I loved you in Candyman. He's like, cool, watch 24 coming up this season. I'm in it. And I was like, that's it.
Yeah,
he's like, plug.
Yeah.
He's upset about the new casting. You saw him.
Yeah, he was like, would have been nice to get a phone call, but I wish him the best. Anyway.
I like Black Panther. Anyway.
So the effects for you guys, obviously.
100%. I'm all about it. There wasn't a lot though.
The hook looked so good on his hand, and it was always kind of dripping.
I love practical effects.
Tons of practical gore though. I mean, the after effects and the slicing from groin to gullet.
That was insane. The only one problem, and I've told you, the only one problem is when her best friend is found, and she's literally blue.
Yeah.
Just blue, not even like.
I think I missed that shot.
Dude, it's gross, dude.
Bro, no, and it's not really. I do.
It didn't
special
look good
effects
to you?
to me, like, and that's the thing that kills me. Like, she was blue, not like kind of an undertone of blue. She was blue, and so that
like Blue Mangrove. Okay.
Yeah, and so again, didn't deter me though. So I'm just.
It was the one issue. Out. Okay.
Yeah.
Fuego, your thoughts on the effects?
Well, I mean, we often combine special effects with like cinematography and stuff like that. The shots of Chicago at that time in history are really pretty. You get a ton of awesome aerial ones to start off the film, and then I mean, just the weird graffitied areas of these like gang really neighborhoods and stuff like.
Gorgeous.
Dude,
that's all set dress.
Really nice.
That's all set dress and everything. Proper credit words too.
Like on the other side with the mouth and everything, and she's
production design and
stepping through into that area.
Very nice. It's very nicely
It's
done.
awesome.
Through his mouth, no less.
Yeah, no less. And something that Roger Ebert said, because I was reading all these retro like reviews of the film after I got done watching it. Ebert, who was a real snark, rest peacefully, man. He was like, this was a film that had tons of gore, but it wasn't gore just for the sake of gore. It was gore that made me think and made me feel. And there is a lot of gory, nasty scenes in this of people being killed, and yet it doesn't necessarily focus on it. It shows just the extent
aftermath
of the bloodshed and the
aftermath
and everything.
I'm so
and
glad
it just makes you feel genuinely sad.
Unnerved.
And you're just like, oh my god, look at the extent of what happened.
Oh, in the very end, what she did with the baby, I was like,
no! Yeah.
No. Okay, so...
And also, I can't say the thing I was going to.
Okay.
So, all good stuff. I mean, we love this movie. We're going to go ahead and wrap up the review here. Thank you very much to SK for requesting it.
Yes.
We'll maybe get around to doing the sequels eventually, but they pale in comparison. This is just phenomenal film work, phenomenal horror work, phenomenal acting. It's just all good. And if you haven't somehow seen Candyman, absolutely go out and watch it. Get it. Put it in your library. It's worth having. It's phenomenal. So, thank you guys very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, click that like button. And if you want to see more videos like this, click that subscribe button.
Yeah.
If you want to support the channel a little more directly, you can click the Patreon link in the description box down below and actually tell us this is a Patreon requested review.
Yeah.
So you can tell us a movie to watch. You can order us around like the little bitches we are. So,
you guys, man.
So, thank you guys very much for watching. Until next time, I've been Cecil Laird.
I'm Susie von Slaughter.
I've been Jaime. Fuego.
And remember, stay scared.
Are we doing the cold open now?
No, we'll do that at the end again.
Okay.
I ain't getting naked for you right now, Fuego.
He's like, please.
What the?
It worked.
Did you guys Candyman? All right, that's it.